6 o'clock. Stand for the prayer and the pledge. I've asked Michael J. Hackney to lead us in the prayer, and Savannah will lead us in the pledge. Michael J.
Father God, in the name of the Almighty Jesus, we stand here in front of you asking for the direction to make wise decisions for the city council and also wise decisions for our people in this city that we represent. Father, lead us, help us make the right decisions for our community, and help us grow, Father. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. Next item is public comment, and I've got that from Mr. Ron Holliday, retired city manager from the Eastland. You knew where to go.
My name is Ron Holliday. I live at 1017 South Stephen Street. I'm speaking on behalf of myself and my wife, Alice. First of all, congratulations to the recent electoral winners. I think that I'm not violating the rule of speaking with something that's on the agenda, because we are speaking generically, but we want to give the commission and staff a huge round of support for your finally attacking the derelict buildings in our town. It's just so long overdue, and there's absolutely, in our opinion, zero justification for letting a property deteriorate to the level so many of these properties have. So a big shout out for doing that. Long overdue. If you'd have had a city manager work with us in the past, maybe they would have brought that to your attention. So, further, we would really encourage the commission and staff to also attack outstanding code violations, especially on the 4 entrances into town. People coming into Eastland get an impression of the town by what they see when they drive in. And one particular egregious situation would require the application of the powers of the extraterritorial jurisdiction. And we really encourage you to attack that one. So again, thank you for doing this, and keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. The next item is the election of officers, and we will do that now. For mayor,
I'd like to make a nomination to continue Larry Vernon as mayor.
okay.
I would like to make a nomination to Commissioner Hackney for mayor.
Okay. Any other nomination? The nomination ceased. And before we do that, I now need to say something. It's been long coming. This is not pretty. I don't like it, but it's where we are today. I got on this commission 22 and a half years ago because we had a city manager that was a problem. When a guy comes in and fires the finance director and the auditor, it raises the flag. And eventually that man was not because of what he did here. He was arrested and tried and went to federal pen for his actions in a previous job. In the last year, Mr. Hackney is going around town talking bad about me and trying to gain support, even going to the chief of police, and that didn't work out too well for him, so that kind of blew up in his face because he explained his loyalty was to me. As we go through this, and we just to tell you where we are with the little cabal we've got going on with some folks. I get a phone call Saturday. I'm at a football game with my grandkids watching them play up in Flower Mound, and I get a phone call from a recognized citizen. Doesn't matter who it is, but said they overheard a conversation and was very concerned. And that conversation with the city manager and the chief of police were in fear of losing their jobs and he said, I hope you're not behind that. And I said, no, they're trying to get me too. And he said, thank goodness, and we went on from there. I told him that Shirley Stewart, Michael J. Hackney, and Joe Williamson, and they are trying to do some things. Joe's already started playing the game, and I don't know if people realize who Mr. Hackney really is. And he's been running around town like he's a white knight. And first of all, people probably don't know that you were a drug mule for Sig Miller. You know, you try to hide those things from people, and we know who
You're a
you are.
lying son of a bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I play the? So I lied. So if you lie to a Texas Ranger,
You called me a drug mule?
drug mule, you move drugs for somebody, that's a drug mule. Michael J., let me help you with the definition of a drug mule. Did you move drugs for Sid Miller? I'd suggest you answer yes to that because you told a Texas Ranger you did. I can play the
I don't
recording.
have to answer anything you
You don't. But don't call me a liar.
But well, you are a
How did
liar.
my name get thrown in there?
People have thrown your name in there. It's all over
I don't,
town.
you know what, I've also heard other things,
Talk
Larry.
about a cabal.
Okay.
You want to start something, we could have a
Y'all have already
a
started it.
long conversation.
Let me see. Michael J. said that Joe wants to be mayor and Shirley's come over to the dark side.
Well, I have not talked to Joe about
Joe?
any of this.
Joe?
No, I have not talked to Joe.
Well, how is all this getting put together if you haven't talked to anybody?
Can you not be, why is it that you seem to think that all of a sudden after 20 some odd years, you're just supposed to sit in that position?
I don't think anything.
I've
I'm
heard
telling
people
you
say
things I
it's
know.
time for change, is what I've heard.
And who said that?
I've had several citizens tell me
I'm
that.
sure you have. And it's time for change, but we've done such a terrible job.
No, I'm not saying that. Larry, I told Tim Pitts that I thought you had done a good job. I said he has represented Eastland well. And I said
That's okay that I'm not mayor.
But
It's
I
okay
have
that
not
I'm not
been
mayor.
going against you. But I
It's
have a
okay.
right to vote the way I want to vote.
I praise you as being a city commissioner. I want you to know what you've been drug into.
Well,
Michael J. said you've come over to the
I've
dark
got some
side.
strong shoulders.
I believe you. I believe you.
I
I
can
believe you
handle it.
100%. I believe you 100%. But I'm warning our citizens now to pay attention to what's going on because it's not pretty.
Well,
And I'm warning our citizens that you are the king of gossip in this city. And you,
I can
along with
prove. I can
several other
prove
people-
everything I say.
Excuse me, I'm talking now.
Well, but I didn't give you the floor, so
You
you
were the
don't
main
get.
kingpin and all the gossip to get Joe Williamson fired.
Did Joe Williamson get fired?
Well, you tried to get him to be fired and he resigned.
Really?
Yes, we had a closed door meeting right back here where you embarked on all of this gossip about what Joe Williamson had done, and that was grounds to fire him.
That's a lie.
And that's when you jumped on Shirley for
Why did I
making
jump on
comments
Shirley?
in the
call me a
social
liar
media.
is what you did.
And I did, and I would do it again.
And I
You told me that again.
You would.
If you
Call
again,
me
if
a
you
liar.
do that
Do
again,
not call me a
if you
liar.
do that again, I would do that again. You said your relationship with
Let
Donna
me tell you,
Williamson did
Larry
not
Vernon,
impact your
you're not
decisions.
king of Eastland, Texas.
I'm just warning the citizens is all I'm doing.
Well, don't call me a liar.
Shirley, I am here only to make the people aware of what's going on in our city.
My remark was that you and Tim Pitts were like this, and you said, "Who told you that, Joe?" And I said, "No." And you said, "Yes, he did."
My remark
I said
to you,
no.
my remark to you
Mayor,
when I said that.
Councilmember, let's have our vote instead of sitting here doing this foolishness. We're
This
doing.
is crazy
Having
to
a
go on.
problem.
I
Put it
want
in
the
the
citizens to
public
know
meeting to
what's
do.
Put it
happening.
in the paper.
I want the citizens to know.
Let's get this vote over.
Well, if I can make a comment here, Mayor. Michael, I just want to remind you of something. You and I got blessed to be in this position. Neither one of us are duly elected by our people. We are in this seat because nobody ran against us. So if we're looking at really what the citizens want, they didn't vote for us. And I'm in that same position with you. The only difference between you and I, well, there's a lot of differences, but one of the biggest is I'm not arrogant enough to think that I'm entitled to a position. Now, Larry, in this recent election with Joe, and they both were elected by the community.
Larry, who?
And he also received the most votes of anybody, which shows that there's a lot of citizen support for what he's done and in the position that he's in. Now, we could have a much heated conversation about other things that I have specifically about issues with you. I don't know if this is the forum for it, but I do think that the citizens need to have a voice in this. And I would say the fact that you and I weren't elected, we were appointed because of non-competition in the election. And Larry got the majority of the, not the majority, but the highest votes of the recent election, shows a lot. So my suggestion to you, just like I'm not sitting here asking to be mayor, I would suggest that you hold that thought until next year, you rerun, and you see what the community does as far as voting for you and see what their confidence level is in you.
Larry was voted in here as a commissioner, just like the rest of us. The citizens do not have the opportunity to vote for the mayor position.
I understand that.
So it's up to us to vote for the mayor.
Okay.
And I think we need to have that right.
But I'm asking
Oh, I
Michael,
agree.
if he's truly got a sense of ethics and approach to what his role is here, to rethink whether or not he wants to be in this position. Honestly, you're not entitled to that position.
Just, that's enough. Brad?
Mr. Mayor, I know it's probably breaches protocol, but I would love to have the opportunity, if you would allow, while you're still the mayor, to make a comment or two.
Make it quick.
You know how
You can make it
lawyers,
stand up there.
you know how lawyers are.
It concerns me.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna come over.
Okay.
You know, about 2 weeks ago, I retired. Y'all might have seen that in the newspaper. But it doesn't feel like it to me because, most recently, I've had multiple phone calls about what's going on in the city of Eastland. And I'm gonna tell you, I have great concerns. I wanna say this first of all. I don't know Mr. Hackney. Joe has been a friend of mine for a good while, and I'm probably gonna lose some friends today. But I'm going to tell you that I think you're at a pivotal point right now where the city of Eastland and the rest of Eastland County is. I'm not bragging on myself. I'm gonna rely on one of my colleagues who's been there nearly as long as I have. I started about 3 years before he did, but Russ Thomason's here. I think he's gonna support most of everything I say. But I've been working for 25 years to try to get the 5 communities in Eastland County to work together.
Amen.
One of the biggest issues was the fire departments. 5 different fire departments. The county was giving a measly $6,000 a year to each of the fire departments, dollar for dollar. And, is that quite right? Does Mom have as many working people as Eastland or Cisco or whatever? I've been working all of my professional career to try to get Eastland County to work together. The old saying was, the greatest thing about Eastland County is we have 5 wonderful communities. The worst thing about Eastland County is we have 5 different communities that have been playing football against each other forever and they hate each other. But what? God, Joe, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna tell it like I feel it is, okay?
And I wouldn't expect anything else.
I have talked to the majority of the elected officials in Eastland County. I'm not gonna name names, but I'm gonna tell you that from the sheriff's department, from the county judge's department, to several of the fire chiefs in Eastland County, they've said, do not let Joe Williamson take over Eastland government. Because he is as you said, he will not go to you face to face and address an issue. He will not be honest with you. And I'm sorry, Joe. Where'd Big Joe go?
He's there.
Right here.
Joe Williamson has been in my Sunday school class for many years, and I've known him since I moved here in 1980. And I know I'm losing a friend right now, because I know Joe well enough to know that what I'm saying right now is gonna be probably the end of our friendship. But I'm telling the truth as I know it, okay? I'm gonna tell you that Joe is out for vengeance. And I don't know this gentleman here, never met him before in my life, but I do know that those two are blind together. I don't disagree with Shirley or anyone who's sitting here. Larry, you've done a great job for a whole lot of years. And I'll tell funny on us. I remember you getting really pissed off at me way back in the 80s when I left the Church of Christ and went over to the Baptist. You remember that too. Okay. But I think you've done an excellent job. All of y'all are here for public service. It's not for personal issues. I believe where we are right now, I believe based on the conversations that I've had with county elected officials, and that's where my expertise is right now. I'm going to tell you that relations with the city of Eastland are worse than they've ever been because of Joe. With the county judge's
Brad,
office.
Joe was elected. Why bring all of a sudden we're like somebody's on trial here for what? I mean, he was elected.
Shirley,
I don't get where we're going with all of
He
this.
was elected.
Yes.
And I deferred to the citizens of Eastland for making that decision. But what's going on here is having an impact. The relationship between county government and the city of Eastland is so critically important. And the relationships between the sheriff's department, between the county judge's office, and several of the fire departments in Eastland County have been, I'm not going to say they've been destroyed, but they've been damaged greatly. And I've talked to those people today, me myself personally, I talked to them today. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have made your motions. There's been two people put forward as potential mayors. Larry, I'm sorry. You've been here a long time, kind of like me. It may be time to go. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the most neutral person that is sitting here would be Shirley or Commissioner Cameron. And I'm going to tell you that I would recommend, if you don't want a cluster, and you understand cluster? If you don't want a cluster, open the floor up for additional nominations. Because I think Commissioner Cameron or Ms. Shirley, I'm sorry, you and I've been friends for a long time. We've known each other for a long time, so I'm not using your last name. I think one of those two would be a nice in-between to kind of smooth things out until all the issues that are floating right now get settled.
Well, I think that as commissioners, we're supposed to be here for the citizens. And I think we should not let personal feelings get involved. You know, there have been things that I don't like the way that have taken place and been done, but for the most part, usually I think everything's pretty settled in here and everybody feels pretty good about it. But, you know, maybe it is time for a change. But I don't like, I've heard Larry say, we don't want to bring our dirty laundry out in public. Well, what the heck is all going on tonight?
It's on Facebook.
Facebook. I haven't seen anything dirty
I
laundry.
understand, my comment came from Facebook when I said that. My comment about that was about Facebook, not out in public and doing things out in public. I'm doing this to let the citizens know what's taking place.
Well, you should have done that during the election if you wanted to start bad mouthing people. I mean, they were
I didn't know what
elected,
the
right?
election, I didn't know what the election was gonna do at all.
I
And I think you've done a wonderful job and you're a very good commissioner, and I would agree with what Brad
Well, I
said.
appreciate that.
Sure,
but-
I would not argue with you about that because I'm a technical opinion, but I've seen printouts of what's on Facebook and social media. I unfortunately I'm retired now, have not been a district attorney for about 3 weeks now.
Okay, thank
I
you.
just don't
Brad.
like conflict, okay?
Thank you. I'll leave it. And my whole point of this, Shirley, is to let you know what's happening. And Brad just said it. It's going around town. This isn't a secret. And you've been sucked into it, and that's what concerns me. You don't know it.
Larry,
You're not aware of it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. Russ Thomason was here with me also. Now, he's my predecessor, and he did my job for 18 years. I did it for 4 years. I don't know how in the hell he survived, pardon me. But he would like also to make a brief comment, if you don't mind.
Mine will be less than 2 minutes. And I'll do it from here if that's okay. I just want to say, I appreciate people who are serving in city government. Thank you. The only reason I'm here tonight, I'm the person who called Larry Vernon, I think.
You are.
Okay. And I called you too, Shirley.
Right.
And I appreciated you listening, both of you listening to me. My concern is that I'm in Maverick Grill and over here, a couple of gentlemen discussing that there's going to be action taken against Savannah Fortenberry and Tim Pitts. And what I didn't tell you, Shirley, is that there was also discussion about Larry Vernon was no longer going to be mayor. And whoever y'all decide to be mayor, that's up to y'all. I'm not going to sit here and argue that. What I didn't like hearing is decisions being made outside these chambers.
Now, and like I told you, I hadn't heard, I said, if there's been talk about getting rid of Savannah or Tim Pitts, it hasn't come to me. I haven't heard that. I'm not in favor of that.
Did the
That's
three
all
of
I
you,
know.
did you, Commissioner Hackney and Commissioner Williamson, talk by phone or meet in person and discuss removing Larry Vernon and putting him in
I
place?
talked to Michael
We
a
said
lot.
3.
No, I have not talked to Joe about that. I have not talked to Joe.
You have talked to him at all about that?
No, I have not.
The question was.
Only time I
the
talked
three
to
of
Joe
you
was
had
after
talked.
he
Right.
left the fire
Was
department.
that it? Was that the question? Sir, you have.
Yeah,
the floor.
that was a question. On the bottom line, what I'm saying is decisions, the city council, none of you should be meeting outside these meetings and making decisions.
No,
That's
but we
improper.
can talk one-on-one, just like I'm sure.
So I would like to say something. I have not had a conversation with anybody about removing anybody, and I'll tell you how I feel. I was elected by the people to serve the people, and I'll tell you, I've dealt with it, and I've been a supervisor for many years of my career in the fire department. And I've always said, if you don't like somebody, don't invite them to your birthday party. But when we come in here, Mrs. Smith does not care who visits and fishes with who. Not always common around here, but that's my belief, is what we put on uniform, ties, whatever our role is in the community. We are here for the people of the people, and that's what I ran on. I did not run my campaign on slinging mud. I ran on me, my credentials, and what I can do for the community. So this false and rumored stuff that is being propaganded and uprisen, and it's got everybody in an uproar. And not, you didn't call me. I've been told I've been going around behind people's back. Why didn't you call me, Mr. Thompson? I would have loved to have had a visit with you.
I've never met you.
Because I think we could, you're right, you
Never met
haven't
you.
met
Never
me,
had a
but you seem to have a
conversation
pretty good perception of who I am.
I haven't said anything about you.
Because you've listened, but I'm
I haven't said
asking you.
anything about you.
That is not the case. I have not had a conversation with removing anybody. I have a meeting with the city
Let me be real
manager.
clear with you people. The only concern I have here is the appearance of operations outside the Open Meetings Act.
The appearance.
If you're meeting together, if you're having phone calls, and you're violating a quorum,
That would be a problem.
that's an issue. That's a
That would be a
problem.
problem.
And that's what I said. I didn't attack you
It's an appearance.
or say anything bad
It's
to
an
you.
appearance.
I'm just telling you, there are discussions in the community.
Of false rumors.
And
Great.
and
I hope
Thank
they
you
are.
for your concern.
Mr. Thomason is relaying exactly the last point that I wanted to make. And Shirley, you said this. Okay, you two have talked.
Sure, we've talked since day one.
There's
when he was elected.
in open meetings and open records, there is a concept of a rolling
I
forward.
understand that.
If those conversations have happened, and I don't know if they have or not. I'm not the district attorney anymore, but I'm just telling you, it's a concern that I have. It's a great concern.
It's an appearance.
It's gossip because I have not talked to Joe. I've talked to Michael. We talked about numerous things, but
This whole thing's based on
he started
gossip.
out.
Yep. Somebody's got the hook in their mouth.
What happens if Michael talks to Joe after you talk to Michael?
Well, I don't know. That's between them.
Well, there's your rolling
But we
forward.
have talked, he has come to me asking about how things are done with the city and how this is done and that's done.
Right.
He's come to me as a mentor.
But I'm here to tell you, he's throwing you under the bus.
Is it any different than
He's
you
throwing
talking
me
to
under the
Tim
bus?
Pitts? And then you go and you talk to a judge? And then you involve other people talking
You
about
and
that
Tom,
man
how many
right there?
times have y'all been
Is that
in
different?
Savannah's office talking?
Yeah.
Before and after the meetings before and meetings after the meetings. How many times has that happened?
We very seldom, it happens all the time, but we don't, number one,
Well,
they're not
see, you're talking, yeah,
commissioners.
but you're talking,
They're not commissioners.
you and Tom are.
Tom and I don't.
We don't discuss.
Well, I didn't say we discussed business either.
But, okay, all I'm telling you is the word on the street. Now, you got two DAs sitting
Who
here.
cares what the
Tell-
word on the street
I've
is?
talked
You
about-
tell gossip.
and I-
Well, you should care if you care about the
I
community.
have talked,
Gossip.
I
That's-
have talked,
Facebook
I don't
mayor.
need to
How about
say-
I have
Okay.
talked to both
I'm
DAs,
telling
and
you
both
now.
DAs, I told them the very honest truth. So, I don't have any,
So Savannah and Tim can both relax. Nobody's trying to fire
as
them.
far as I'm concerned, they can.
That's your concern too, Michael J. That you say the same thing?
About what?
You just heard me about firing Tim Pitts and Savannah Fortenberry.
I got no comment to you.
I bet you don't, Joe. How about you?
What's the question?
The Savannah, y'all sitting here acting like nothing's happening. The Savannah and Tim, the job's in danger.
I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of interested to get behind the curtain because the word on the street is there's some people concerned about their jobs, and I don't know why. I'm kind of interested in what's been going on.
Me
That's
too.
all I'm interested in.
Okay, all right.
Well, it takes the whole commission to do anything.
But I tell you, I can work with
As
somebody.
far as Tim, I like Tim. I think he's running a good police department. As far as Savannah, I didn't vote for her to be hired, but I told her later on, I said, I'm eating my words. I think you're doing a good job. And I still feel that way. Good job.
We
It's just the way I feel.
business in hand, got that out of the way, and thank you, Shirley, and I appreciate you and for what you do. I am not your enemy, trust me. Okay.
Well, I'm not yours, Larry.
Trust me, I'm not. I'm worried about you being brought into this by these two guys. So pay attention to that. We've got a motion, or we've got nominations. There was a suggestion made. I'm going to let the commission and they can vote. And if nobody gets voted, we'll do this again. I'm listed first, so from Larry Vernon as mayor. Tom, that's two. Michael J. for mayor. Shirley Joe, that's three. Michael J. Hackney, you're the mayor, son.
Who seconded it?
Huh?
Who seconded it?
There wasn't a
You don't have
second.
to second it.
I don't think there's a second. It's a 3-2 vote.
Is that it?
Mhm.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, sorry. Screw that up.
I did. I broke it. There's the position we're going to be next. Here.
Well, this is a surprise, and I frankly, I don't know what to say. But we don't need this kind of attacking this. It is not productive for the city of Eastland. And I'm completely new at this. I've never even thought about doing this. So please forgive me if I'm not as good as Larry has been when he runs the meetings. So I'll try to do my best, but I'll learn to do better. So, okay, for the mayor pro tem, do we have nominees?
Larry Vernon.
Well, I'll nominate Shirley.
Do I have a vote? Can I nominate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would nominate Joe Williamson. So those are the three. Can we should have a show of hands?
Make a motion nominations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe we have a motion to nominate.
Second that,
Second that.
nomination ceased, yeah.
Okay. So we have Larry, Shirley, and Joe. So have a show of hands for voting for Larry Vernon for Mayor Pro Tem.
Aye.
Tom Cameron. Okay. A show of hands for Shirley to be Mayor Pro Tem.
Good, you should.
Good. And a show of hands for Joe for Mayor Pro Tem. So motions of Mayor Pro Tem would be Joe Williamson.
No.
No. Excuse me?
Sorry?
We got
You
two.
do it again.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
against change your
I'm
vote.
sorry. I'm overwhelmed, number one, and I don't know all the procedures. I don't know some, but not all of them. So we vote again.
Shirley and Joe.
Yeah.
So, all in favor for Shirley for Mayor Pro Tem? 1, 2, 3. 3.
4. You didn't got 4. Joe just raised his hand.
Yeah. So Mayor Pro Tem is Shirley Stewart.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. I'd like to accept nominations for our treasurer. Are there any nominations for treasurer?
I'll nominate, who's in town now? Larry Vernon.
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations for?
I make a motion nomination C.
Okay.
Second
Seconded. So Larry will be the
it. We
treasurer.
need to vote on it first. I guess.
There's nobody, you
Don't have to vote,
There's
it's just
nobody,
one.
so we can
Okay.
forego that.
I nominate Tom and Joe for treasurer, or for second, what is it, treasurer?
Assistant.
Yes. And the two of them will be able to sign checks
The
for
three of them.
the three. Okay. So, so there are new officers, and I wish everybody the very best, and hopefully we can move together and take care of the situations and issues at hand. So,
And you need to be commended on the years that you have served as mayor.
Yes, thank you, Larry.
would you like to?
Could I say something before we move forward?
Sure.
I would like to publicly recognize Richard Rosander and the time and the commitment that Commissioner Rosander served in this place. over the years, and thank him for his dedication and commitment to the city that he served.
22 years.
Place 5.
Good. So, item number 5 is approved minutes of the April 20th, 2026, May 4th.
Yeah, she's gonna change it.
What is that problem?
Well,
On page 8 of the April 2026 meetings,
page 8,
page 8, yes ma'am. On the actual bill versus average bill, we're gonna change the wording, tell me when y'all are ready. From she noted that there were some residents whose average bill did not match their payment to she noted that there were some residents whose actual bill did not match their average payment. Because it was based on the average payment not being what the bill was. So that was just
so
reversed.
the average changes.
And so that will be corrected.
And we've got that note to be fixed.
I have it noted.
And for everybody's information, this deals with the average billing for the water here in our city. On our last session, we had a at-length conversation about making that work a little bit better, representing those that chose to do the average billing. And so this is the product of that. So
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the April 20th, May 4th, and May 8th meetings with the one change.
I second that motion.
okay. Good. Next, can we move to the financial? Oh, we have to vote? Okay. Just,
All in favor?
Yeah, I made the motion and
okay, so all those in favor?
I did second it, yes.
Okay, all those in favor?
uh,
All those against? Motion passed. Okay. Number 5, approved minutes, or that was the financial report. Can we have a little report on that, where we're at?
We're just,
Number 6.
we are working on something like a different, spreadsheet, so that's, I didn't have the full packet.
Yes.
But that's something
In the
I
packet
can
that,
send, you know,
I'm sure.
I didn't have time to complete
Okay.
all of it.
Lindsay is going through and she is separating the grant funds out from the overall expenditure and revenue income. And so she's going to be simplifying this report. Once that's complete, she'll send it all out to you. But in front of you, you do have your year-to-date.
Yes.
You do have your bank balances, and you do have your check registry and sales tax information. And if you'll note in your sales tax, that payment was up. It's $213,000 compared to last year's payment. I believe last year the same month was $180,000, so that's up.
Good. So we're in good shape? Good, good. Thank you for that. Presentation and/or update regarding the wall that heals. Do we have somebody here that will speak to that?
Karen Volpetta was supposed to be here, but I don't see her, so we don't have a presentation.
Okay. All right. All right. So, do we have any commissioners that can speak to that?
As far as I went to it, it was great. I'm sorry, somebody spoke up. I went to that deal when it was.
Are you giving the report?
No.
No, okay,
But I
I'm
was
sorry.
part of the Wall That Heals.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Would
It
you like
was-
to share?
Yeah, listen, the Wall That Heals was a wonderful experience. If you didn't go there, it was wonderful. It brings back to let people know when you see the names on those walls, it just you get overwhelmed by how many names are on that wall, 58,060, and those kids and those people on the wall range from the age of 18 to 22, believe it or not. Some had just graduated high school, got sent over there, and got killed on their first mission. But the Wall That Heals, I commend Ranger College for bringing the Wall That Heals. I know we had it one time, and it turned out wonderful. But if you've never seen the Wall That Heals,
it was a wonderful experience. And I really am grateful for the city of Eastland, for the city of Ranger, for coming together and promoting that and helping out with the funding and all that. So I commend the Eastland County, the commissioners, and Ranger also, and thank all the volunteers that were there to help us. We couldn't have done it without the volunteers and the citizens of the county. So I commend everybody here. Thank you very much for that.
If I might ask a question
Yes, sir.
about the turnout, I know there were a lot of people that turned out, and
Yes, sir.
Can you kind of speak to that?
Well, we had a great turn. The first day was a great turnout. We had, I think, the first day there was over 200 people that showed up, somewhere in that area. Saturday was our biggest day, I believe. That was close to from noon till, or in the morning till it closed. I think they said around 385 people that toured. Wow. We've even had people from Dallas, Fort Worth there that came to look at it. We had people from Brownwood, Abilene. We had people from all over the state just converge on Saturday to the Walnut Hills. Mm-hmm. So it was a big turnout. It was worth it.
Wow.
Worth it. It was a wonderful experience.
Eastland was well represented.
Yeah, Eastland was well represented. Ranger was well represented. We even had people from Cisco represent us too. Mm-hmm. But like I say, we couldn't have done none of that. None of that would have took place if it wasn't for the volunteers. Setting up the wall, doing the visitation center, all the programs that were there. If it wasn't for that, and we had great representation.
A lot of college students do.
All the college students were amazing. They're the ones who set up the wall. You try to get people, the athletes involved in something like that. Get them involved, and they did. I mean, they turned out amazingly. I don't know. I think there was over 80 volunteers that helped out from Ranger College.
Wow.
And their students.
Fantastic.
It was amazing. Great turnout, great representation from everybody. I got to commend the whole communities that showed up to help. So appreciate
Good
it.
report. Thank you.
Thank you.
We need to move to our public hearings regarding and determining whether or not the buildings or structures on the following properties that go to a general meeting.
642 public hearing.
Yeah.
642.
You have to open it.
You'll have to sign on it.
Yeah.
You got that.
This month, we worked several structures. And I think you'll all agree with me on most of them.
Yeah. Sit over there, okay.
Okay.
This is what's in our code of ordinances. We have to go by to establish dangerous structures. And I've highlighted most of what we're looking at when we go out and look at structures. This slide here is showing the houses that are the structures that we were looking at this month. You can see that they're not, 3 of them are associated in the same area, but the rest are in other parts of the city. You can go to the next one. This one here, this is Elena Zapata and Olga Sakoma. Both Ms. Zapata has passed away, and Olga is her sister, and she doesn't live here. They inherited this house from their their mom. There's 9 kids. Ms. Sakoma is the only one that lives in Texas. The rest live outside of Texas, and they're fighting over what to do with this property. That the ones that don't live here haven't seen this house in years, think it's worth something, and so they're arguing on what to do. We started working this structure in January of 25 as a dangerous structure. The original owner passed away, and the property was left to her kids. The kids disagree on what to do with the property. I've spoken with the only one that lives in Texas, and she stated that they can't agree about what to do with the property
So she's made the determination that since she's the one been paying the taxes on this, she's just gonna stop paying the taxes and let it go, to auction or get auctioned off on the courthouse. That's the only thing she knows to do to appease all her brothers and sisters. I recommend full demolition. As you can see, the house is falling down on itself now, so, or the staff recommends full demolition. This one is actually two properties. They're on the same plat. The city staff started working these two structures in February of 26 as dangerous structures. We're working with them together because they're on the same plat. Notices have been sent out and most of them have been returned. We were sending notices out to Howard King, who is the son, and Miss Janice Williams is the daughter, and she had no idea because she wasn't listed on the tax records, so we were unable to mail her anything. I recently spoke with Ms. Williams, and she advised me that she's still half owner. She stated she had no idea as to what was going on with these structures. She stated she hadn't spoken with her brother in years. She advised me they were left the structures after her mother passed away. She also advised me that her and her husband would maintain these structures and bring them into compliance. I'm recommending the one on the left. That's their own home. That's the homestead. The staff is recommending that structure be secured and renovated. It's what she's wanting to do. The other structure, she's gonna try to meet with her brother and figure out what she's gonna try to secure it as best she can, but she's gonna meet with her brother on that.
Okay, I'm sorry, let me interrupt just a minute. Our paperwork says 313 East Patterson
Yes, ma'am.
and 309 East
Well,
Patterson.
yeah, well.
So, and that up there says.
Well, that says
311.
311, that was my question.
311 and 313, yeah.
So it is 311?
It's both of them. They're listed as 309 and 311. I didn't find that out till later, but they're on the same plat.
On the cap.
There's not two.
So we have 313 and 309.
Yes.
That's
309,
correct.
Get the
313,
309
and
here in just a
311.
second.
So it's 311 instead of 313.
Or is it 311
Yeah,
instead of
311 and
313?
313 are together. They're side by side. There's just a little bit of.
So you're on number 4.
Huh?
Number 4 here.
Yes.
And that should be two digits, two addresses, okay. And then you're going to 309.
I'm going to 309 next.
Yes, sir.
Are they giving a deadline on how they're gonna move forward?
The commissioner, and the commissions will decide that. They take the city staff recommendations and then it's up to them.
Okay, thank you.
Let me be clear, 311 and 313 are the same property or two different properties?
Same property. They're owned by the same family and they're platted together.
But there's just
Just
one
platted
building.
together.
They're platted together in the tax office.
But there's one building, is that right?
There's two.
Two buildings.
That one's not 313 on the right?
It's listed as 311. And I don't know how it got listed. I've been trying to find it. It was originally an old barbecue for the house that's sitting next to it.
Well, where did 309 come in?
That's not,
He's
we're not
talking about
talking about
That's
That's there yet.
that's another one, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a separate one. They're side by side, but it's a separate one.
Okay, gotcha,
That's what was confusing me.
yeah.
So they're on our agenda as 313, but that will entail both of them.
Yes,
So we can legally handle that one tonight.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, now we go to 309 East Patterson. As you can see, when I was taking this picture, this is Mr. Melendez. Mr. Melendez is here. He was also here in the April 20th meeting. He had the building down on East Commerce. We started working this structure in May of 24 as a dangerous structure. It continued to deteriorate to the point that the city had to intervene in April of 26. In the last month, Mr. Melendez has been working to secure the building from vermin, humans, and elements, which is one of our definitions in the Code of Ordinances. And he's also been in contact with me several times to advise me of the progress. He's done quite extensive work to the house in the last month since the last hearing. Staff recommends to secure and repair the structure. This structure is 709 North Seaman. The city staff started working the structure on March 26th as a dangerous structure. It came to my attention about 3 weeks ago that the owner had passed away. All certified notices mailed out were returned. I was made aware that his wife still lived at the residence at the time that was listed on the tax part of the program. She's been paying the taxes on this structure, but she hadn't accepted any of our mail. As you can see, there is no roof. There are sidewalls missing, doors and windows are missing. Staff recommends full demolition of the structure.
Do you sign that in your paperwork? Anybody?
Pardon?
Sign that in the paperwork that we have?
So the number, reference number 1, but we have missed a couple others on.
That's because, tell them about 608 and 606.
Yeah,
608 and 609.
No. 606 and 608.
No.
We have papers here to
Hey,
mark what
608
you're
and
recommending, and I
606.
don't see that.
608 and 606. I had made a mistake when I got the publication for the newspaper. Instead of the proper address, which is 806 and 808, I had inadvertently put 606 and 608. So we knocked those off. We'll revisit those for next month.
And one more question, Barry, just to help me out. On the first one, number property number 1 on Olive, your recommendation was demo. On number 4, 313 East Patterson, what was the recommendation on that one?
Secure.
Secure and repair on both of those, okay.
I don't see 709.
709 is
709 Halbrine.
Second one.
Our paper says 709 Halbrine, that's not right.
Mine
Piece of
says
paper
709 North Seaman.
Well,
I
are
think
you
that's
looking at
one.
this?
No, on this paper
This,
here.
Oh, on the.
this deal here, what Shirley's talking about, that piece of paper is 709 North Halbrine.
These are the ones that I.
That should be
Yeah.
Seaman.
It should be more seen.
Correct. That one, I didn't even look at those yet. Just follow that.
Well,
709 should be 7.
Yeah, whatever you find, 709 North is Seaman.
Okay.
and your recommendation on that?
And demo.
Demolition.
Okay, that's,
Notes on that when we get to the people. This is what we cover, really want to go through, what we do.
The final structure is owned by,
I'm
again,
looking-
Huey Turner.
Now, you've got 612, that should be 216.
216.
Okay, so the paperwork is correct on that one?
216 South Seaman, yes. Not 612. My paperwork's all screwed up. I apologize.
The order is correct, yes.
No, I had it right.
Should be 216.
216 South Halbrine. This house here, the city staff started working the structure in March of 26 as a dangerous structure. It came to my attention again, just like 709 North Seaman. It came to my attention that Huey Turner passed away. This house, the city staff recommends full demolition of the structure.
And it's unsecured, or
It is
it meets the criteria for,
That
I believe, yeah, it just meets the criteria for.
That front window, you can kind of see.
Number 7.
612 South Seaman.
It should be
216.
216, it's number 7,
Number 7.
South Halbrine.
and it meets the criteria.
Yes, sir.
So
That's a.
that's a slide problem.
Correct.
That's a slide problem. That was my problem.
Okay.
Not a slide problem, it was a warrant problem. Mr. Melendez is here to speak on his property at 309 East Patterson.
Is he the only owner here?
No.
Y'all don't want to speak?
can I ask a question?
Have these property owners previously been given an opportunity to secure these properties before we're recommending the
Well, we
demo?
sent out certified letters. We sent out an original notice, certified and uncertified. After 15 days, we get that, if we get it back or we don't get it back. If we don't have any contact with them, then we send out an abatement notice. And we send it out certified and uncertified. Because a lot of people, I'm new at this, I just started April 1st. And a lot of times the letters that go directly to the house, they will get those, but the ones that are certified, if they're not home, they go back to the post office. They don't go back to the post office to pick them up and they come back to our office. So we get the certified letters back, but I haven't heard from anybody other than Ms. Williams on 311 and 313 and Mr. Melendez at 309. Those are the only people that have actually reached out and talked to the office about securing and repairing the buildings. So
I have complete confidence in the process, just from my aspect of things, that if they've given, it's hard to judge the condition of that property and whether a property owner can secure the property, and perhaps it means more to them. And what makes it a dangerous building is being open for somebody to get into.
it is,
secure.
that's like Mr. Williams, Mr. Williamson was asking. And the picture on the left is real hard to see because I can't enter the property itself. I have to take it from where the public is. That window, the screen is bent up and there is no window. If you go around to the back and you look, the window on the back is the same way. There is no window and the screen is bent up. When I first started taking pictures of that property, there was a trail, a walk down, beat down trail going straight to that window. Now, not so much, because what you're not seeing in that picture is on the right-hand side, all that green grass, not the flowers, but all that green grass is a swamp. It's about 4 to 6 inches deep. On the left-hand side is the same way. It sits on a seeping pool, and we've had some people mow it last year, and they'd say that that's a problem because they can't get their lawnmowers in there. They have to weed eat it.
To be clear, I'm all in on fixing some of this property, but it's been let go a long time. I just wanted to be confident that we are giving the property owners an opportunity to bring them into compliance.
The properties that we talked about last month and this month, it's not just last month and March. A lot of these properties, the folders are about that thick of certified letters and letters that we've sent out before I started. And it finally got to a point, I guess the commission said, look, enough's enough. And so this is where we are.
So could I ask that we're sure, you sure that all credentialing for Article 5 of dangerous building has been met and the city has performed all the necessary actions through the ordinance to satisfy?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Is that all?
Okay, is that it?
Are we done?
Yes, sir, that's it. No, you can go to the next slide. Yeah. There's something I threw in there.
So, sir, you're finished with the
Yes, sir.
presentation. So I move that we close the public hearing. Can I have a motion? for that?
6:59.
You don't want
You
to
just
have to,
close-
you
you
just
just
close
close.
it, yeah.
Just close it.
6:59.
Yeah, 6:59. And that includes this discussion on this part.
And then that's the orders. That's where you're going to take your motions.
Do we have to do each individual?
So we start.
They're each individually because they're all separate.
Okay, item number 9, the board of city commissioners may discuss and take actions on the following agenda items. Number 1, discussion and consideration regarding taking action on the cases from the public hearings. The first one is, I can't pronounce the name, Ilana Zapata, at 408 Olive.
I make a motion that we take staff's recommendation for full demo at 408 East Olive as described in the number 2 of number 9 section.
I'll second.
Yeah,
How much time?
yeah, sorry.
What's that?
Yeah, we need the
How
time.
many days, how much
The-
time you give them,
so
30,
the-
60, or 90 days?
The
I would do
ordinance,
60 days.
60?
I recommend 60 days.
the ordinance only allows up to 90
Mhm.
once it gets to here. So 30, 60, or 90 is the
60.
limits. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay.
Tom
60
second.
days.
Yes, ma'am.
All in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
Can you make that?
All against,
one time?
passes with the ayes.
I doubt it.
What?
Number 2. Or number 3, actually, Benito,
We can't do those.
can't do
Can't
that.
do that.
Number 4.
That's in the first one. Down to 4, again, the Benita and Yolanda Martinez.
We
I don't think we
can't,
can take
Can't
we
action.
do
can't
that
do
either.
those. That's the two that had the wrong information on
Yeah.
our agenda,
Yeah.
on what went out, so we have to do those now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's the
that's,
one that had, that should be 806.
Howard King is the next one in line.
We can't do those, because we didn't put them on the
So
agenda.
those will have to be redone, right?
right, right. Okay. Number 5, the Howard King, 313 East Patterson. Do we have a recommendation there?
Recommendation was secure and repaired.
Time frame?
And
No, I
second.
didn't say, I didn't make a motion. I was just informing him of the recommendation. I thought that was a question.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation to secure the building at 311 and 313 East Patterson,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
and getting them, how many days do you recommend? 30 to secure it?
I'd say 90. They live in the Metroplex, and her husband used to be a football coach here, but he's now the football coach in Colorado City, so they can only work on weekends.
Okay, so 90 days,
That's the conversation I've had with him.
that's my motion.
Okay, good. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Larry seconds that a motion. Motion. All in favor? All against? Motion passes. Number 6, Jose Menendez on the property of 309 Patterson. Do I have a recommendation there?
I'd just like to know, what's the definition of secure and restore? Are we letting, that's what they're saying they can do?
Secure and repair, I thought it said
You
secure.
say it's repair or restore?
Repair.
Repair.
Repair, okay.
Secure, what they're doing is they're securing anything that might be.
I got the secure, I thought it said restore, so that's fine. I got repair.
So do we have a motion there?
Which one are we on?
Number 309.
309.
309 East Patterson.
I think a motion we approve the staff recommendation, secure and repair, give them 60 days to do so.
60 days.
I'll second.
Tom seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Next one is number 7. 709 Seaman. I think that was the last one that you showed.
Next to last.
Next to last? Okay.
It has no roof, it has no sidewalls, it has no doors or windows.
Yes. And I'd like to say I went out to this property and actually got out and looked. Somebody has mowed it. Was that us or the owners, you think?
I don't know,
It's a nice lot.
I don't know who's mowed the lot. I wasn't around when they were mowing. I know he has a brother, that Bobby Turner, lives over on North Lamar. I don't know if Bobby's the one mowing it.
Yeah.
I'll have to get with him on that. But
Did you discuss the time frame for them?
I haven't been able to talk to any of Huey Turner's family, and Bobby Turner has nothing to do with it.
If it's motioned and affirmed to demo, and we do receive contact from the owner, is there the opportunity to appeal our decision if it hasn't been demoed?
We'll cover that in a minute.
That is a good question.
Can I make a motion?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make a motion for the demo this in 30 days, get it done.
30 days.
That's 709 North Sea.
I'll second.
All in favor?
One question.
Yes.
Have we made contact with this owner?
They're not repeating,
They're not contacting back?
He passed away. Huey passed away, and so the wife was the one.
That's fine. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure we weren't in 30 days wasn't enough if we're talking to them.
That's what these, the problem with these is the staff has been fighting with Terry Simmons. As you said, there's folders on all of these. That's why Terry has been fighting this battle for a long, long time. If we can, especially if they're unsafe, we need to get them down. We know about them, we need to get them down. That's why 30 days get it done.
Totally agree. So we have a motion
I
on
made a
this?
motion.
I second
Demo
it.
with 30 days, and Tom seconded.
And it 30 days?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, good. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Number 8, Freddie Mae Turner, property on 216 South, is it Albrine Street? Comments? Do we have a
I make a motion that we take staff's recommendation for a demo for 30 days.
30 days?
I'll second.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes. Good here. That's number 8.
Mayor,
Yes.
introduce one more thing. Joe asked about if we had contact, if we recommend this structure for demolition in 30 days,
Yes, sir.
and some of the family comes forward, is there a process? There actually is.
Good. Please share it.
Ms. Laura Ojeda, we voted last month to demolition her trailer that was on North Ammerman. We gave her 30 days. Ms. Ojeda showed up today, if it's the commission's approval, to speak on that trailer.
Yeah, there's an item for that.
There's an item, isn't there?
We'll get to
Oh,
it. Save that.
It's the next one.
What are you talking about? We've got an agenda item for that.
Okay. So on number 9, do we have a motion on that?
Number 9 is for discussion.
For the discussion on the order of destruction of the property on
That's the
406
one you
North.
talking
That's the one that he's talking about.
Yeah.
about. We want to give them 90 days. I think it's 60 more. We gave them 30.
Yeah.
And they want 60 more, is that right? We're giving them the max, which is 90 total.
Yes.
Is there an
There.
update on that?
Mayor actually needs to read the item.
Open
You need to open the item, so you need to read item number 9.
Number 9?
Yeah,
Yes,
the
sir.
full,
Yeah.
the full description.
With a discussion and consideration of extending the order of destruction for the property located at 406 North Ammerman, City of Houston, or Eastland, lots 7 through 12, Block 5, Doherty Edition, City of Eastland, as requested by owners Juan and Laura Ojeda. Did I say that right? Okay.
Is there an update on that, or do
This
they
is
want
the
to
structure
speak?
they're talking about.
Yes, Laura is here to answer any questions that the commission may have of her. She came in and talked to Brent 2 weeks ago now, and explained that her husband is he does construction and he's trying to work on jobs, and the 30 days that they were initially given did not give them the time for them to take care of the order. So she is here. If y'all have any questions of her, she's in the back of the door. But she's requesting, Laura, are you requesting an additional 60?
Yeah, just for documentation that it'll get done sooner than that.
She wants to get the full 60, that way they have time in case something comes up again, but she and her husband seem to think they can get it done before the 60 days.
Need a motion?
Yeah. Do we have a motion to go with this?
I'll make a
additional
motion to give her an additional 60 days to comply with the order.
Second.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passed. So you've got a little more time. Get it fixed. So, great. Great. Item number 10, it's my understanding we no longer need to address that, which was discussion and consideration lease agreement with First Baptist Church, Eastland, for a small area near 105 West Plummer Street.
Yeah, so this originally was for AC units that were placed on the ground next to the Women's Club building. That property that they were placed on is the city's and not First Baptist Church. We had a survey done, and that's what that came back as, so we don't need to do that any longer.
It was on silent.
I don't hear what's laughing.
Okay. So there's no need for discussion on item number 10.
Yes, sir.
Number 11, discussion and consideration of lease agreement with Cross Timbers Archery Club for 11.478 acres of land in with W2 in Section 13, Block 4, H&T CRR and Company Survey, abstract number 301, Eastland County, Texas. Do we have somebody that can speak to this?
Yes.
From the Archery Club?
Yes,
sir.
Great. Approach, sir.
Actually, a couple of us. This is him. He was the president of the club before I was. Just,
You're Nathan Honeycutt.
yes, sir.
All right.
Just local guys that love archery. The club's been there for quite a while. The lease expired. We didn't realize that. I don't think the city realized that. We found out. We would like to renew the lease. We are active. We have membership. We just had an event out there. We thank the city for allowing us to have that event, even though the lease had expired. We have the potential to have more events out there if I can get the lease. So that's basically what we're here asking for. I can answer any questions you have. Anything you'd like to know?
Good.
Is this a new lease or is this a renewal?
It would be a new lease. The old lease, I think, had the opportunity to renew 2 times, and they did that.
No.
3-year lease, $100 a year. I make a motion to approve the lease.
I'll second.
Oh, second. Good.
In reviewing it, I'm not an attorney, but I looked through the components, and you have the insurance and the liability and the posted markers for the danger of the activities.
We don't have the signage out yet, but I'm going to.
And that was my question: is who will monitor that or inspect that?
I will go out, after this is approved, I will contact Lynn so that way we can make sure our boundaries are accurate, and then we'll walk the property and make sure that the signs are posted.
Beautiful.
With Ringland Lake having
I think you said
with the new exploratory committee that's exploring Ringland Lake, this is something that allows us to still allow them to do what they want to do and hold that. It also gives for an annual report back to the commission for the leased property, and then not interfere with the actions that we're trying to take with park trails and things like that.
Are there any set standard or credentialing for archery ranges like that? That might be certified type credentialing for those type ranges?
Not really. I mean, it's mainly just common sense safety stuff. You know, when we have events out there, we're mindful of which way we're shooting, things like that, how we have to set our ranges up, because the targets we shoot at are 3D animal targets. So they're actually out in the woods, and you walk through there and shoot them. So we have to be mindful of how we set things up. But there's no set standard practices.
I didn't know if the state or some association may have built specific, but thank you.
Good.
The only thing I would add, and actually 2 things. Number 1, I'm glad that you guys are getting this going and getting active again. You know, I think it's a great thing for the community. I'm sure I speak probably a little biased because I run the gun club as well, so I think combined the 2 add a lot of value to the community. The 2 things that I would ask is, because it's one of the things we've taken on as a mission for the rifle club, is just continue to be good stewards of the property, and then also do what you can to control the access That has been an issue out there, which is why there was a recent lock change for everybody. And that is so we can help preserve that area out there. We've seen a lot of bad things going on, and
the officers over here can attest that I've been complaining about that for 3 or 4 years now.
Awesome.
So we've had issues out there as well with theft and destruction and things. So
cool.
We like that the locks were changed.
Awesome.
So we're happy about that. I did have one question about the lease agreement. If we can look at 3.2, access to property under section B. I don't have a problem in the world sharing a roster of our members and things like that. I did have some members that were concerned about sharing their telephone numbers simply for the fact of if we share that information with the city, is it going to be accessible through a public information request or something like that? They don't want those.
I think that if the commission allows, we don't have to have telephone numbers. That was just something that, in talking with the attorney that she was reviewing, that she put both of those in there. But if the commission wants to strike that in an effort to keep that confidential, then I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I'm comfortable actually just having the names. I think the purpose of that clause was to make sure that there's an active roster and that there's actually an active club going out there, not just a few people enjoying it, but it is an active organization.
So we can modify the motion.
Yeah, so I would make a motion to modify that it just includes names and no other identifying information.
Okay. So strike that and I'll get you a new one to have signed.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we need to.
And I second that.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, Nathan.
Motion passed.
Thank you for being here.
Good job. Item number 10, the manager's briefing. Did you share it?
I will share them.
All right.
Mayor and commissioners, in your packet, it's my manager's report. Construction crews are going to extend the concrete drainage on Lago Vista to help prevent possible future issues. This is where Lago Vista runs into Rio Vista, where all the water runs off. So we're going to extend that concrete pad, that's what I'm going to call it, in an effort to help with erosion and things of that nature. The construction crew has started working on the punch list to complete the construction portion of this project. And that punch list, it will address the asphalt streets that meet the concrete. Engineering estimates a few more weeks until this is completed. And then final walkthrough will be done. The buyout program, the required paperwork has been submitted to GLO. There are 6 properties that will be removed through the buyout program. We're currently waiting for GLO to approve eligibility. Last week, after this report was already turned into Roma, GLO has some movement and they're requesting some more information from our grant writers. So this is on the uphill slope, I think. Texas Water Development Board, construction on the pump line is progressing. The line has been laid on Valley and Daughtery. The next phase will include asphalting the road, installing the vault for the valve on Daughtery and Plummer, and completing the tie-ins. Contractors are currently boring under East Main near Dairy Queen. This area is full of rock and taking longer than expected. We're reaching out to 2 property owners near this area to try to realign the pump line in a straighter manner than what was originally drawn up. This will require 2 easements to be adjusted. Once the bore is complete, the next steps will be to tie in the line with the existing main. This work will have to be scheduled as water service will be temporarily interrupted while the contractors complete the work. We'll notify residents and business owners once the time and date has been determined, and hopefully that is at a time that's least impacted the business. That's our number 1 goal. Downtown sidewalk repairs, I spoke to TxDOT. They are having another hiccup that they're not really able to share with the public. So what you have is the improvements have been delayed outside of TxDOT's control once again, and these are prioritized by TxDOT funding. The Lower Colorado River Authority awarded the fire department with a grant of $11,174 to replace the existing backup generator. Additionally, we did receive a reimbursement check of $300,000 from Texas A&M Forest Service as part of the grant for the purchase of the 2023 pumper. Just some additional information to share. The pool opens on May 30th from 12 to 5 following the 5K race. The Centennial Park Fair will be held on May 30th at the park from 10 to 1. We're actively hiring for temporary summer help. Applications can be picked up at City Hall or they can be retrieved online at eastlandtexas.gov. 2 employees are studying to test for their political non-commercial applicator license. This will allow the city to mitigate growth of grass and weeds in the streets and sidewalks. Staff has begun internal budget meetings and are working on budget requests for 26-27 fiscal year. There will be a calendar prepared and sent out with meeting dates for the upcoming fiscal year budget cycle. Do you have any questions?
The only thing, I have a question, it doesn't have anything to do with this. Do you have any idea what's going on up and down Seaman Street there? I don't know if it's the.
So telecom?
Is it telecom?
Yes. Fiber.
So I'm doing a bunch of drilling and digging holes.
Fiber.
I have one question here, because this came to me, and so my curiosity and to answer these questions was, what was the delay caused in paying for the fire truck that was granted by the Texas Forestry Service?
What was the delay?
What was the cause of the delay in paying for the truck? No delay?
I don't know.
Lindsay, am I missing something? A delay in paying for the truck?
I'm sorry,
Did we have a delay in paying for the fire truck?
I don't think so. I mean, we received the check at a different time than, we had to make that loan payment, but.
The only thing, Joe, that and I don't know if this is to that or not, is the commission had to approve the, we did a loan through GovCap.
Your government covenant.
That's going to probably be the only thing in the timing for that lining up with the purchase of the pumper, the delivery and all that. But that was all, we spoke with Alexis and Texas
I'll
Fire
visit with you
Apparatus.
just on a sidebar because it just of why I asked that question.
Okay.
What was the city's match on that?
$90,000. The
Okay,
total
I'll
truck was $389,000.
So the match is 89.
Yes.
Thank
Yes. You're welcome.
I had a question about the pool.
Yes, sir.
It's opening up on the 30th.
Yes, sir.
Good. And the schedule for the pool, Monday through Sunday?
No, sir. Monday through Saturday, 12 to 5.
12 to 5.
Yes, sir.
So it's not going to be open on Sundays?
No, sir. Sunday is our lowest attendance days. Some days, Doug is here. Doug could attest to some of this. Some days you have 5 people there. Some days you had 8.
Most days you had more lifeguards than swimmers. And your concession stand did about $10 for 5 hours of work.
That's surprising.
So the issue was not having the proper lifeguards, it was attendance.
Most definitely, there's not a pool within 100 miles that's open on Sunday. They're all closed Sunday and Monday for the most part. We're the only ones open on Sunday, closed on Wednesday, which just totally interrupted our week.
So,
okay.
We're healthy on lifeguards. We've been healthy for years on lifeguards. We've never had a lifeguard shortage, as opposed to other cities that are not opening this year because of the lack of lifeguards. We have 27.
We do have a really good group of kids that come out and participate as lifeguards.
yeah. Good.
Thank you, Doug.
Yes.
That's all for my report.
So, good. I wanted to share something that happened today that I thought was fantastic. And I went up to the pool area to look around to the park. And evidently the schools were bringing up children from grade 3 to 5 or 7. And they marched down the road and went up to the hill. And so I drove up. I just wanted to see what was going on. And there was a young mother and her son was coming to their car. And I asked them, I said, what do you think about the improvements? Give me your honest opinion. And their comment was, it is amazing the quality of the product, how it was done. The kids are loving it. And about that time, the son walked up to me and he says, my name is Barrett, B-A-R-R-E-T-T. And I'm going, well, glad to meet you, young man. He says, the big slide looked really scary to me, but once I got on it, it was great. And he says, I just wanted you to know. And I said, I'm going to report that tonight. So I went around the corner I don't know how many children are up there, maybe 100. You tell me. And two of the teachers approached me in the parking lot. And I thought, number one, that's great. They've been trained to approach anybody that comes up and is watching the kids. And I don't know to this day if they knew me or not, but they came up and I identified myself and they started talking. And their comment was they are so thankful to the Lions Club and the city for doing what they've done, that the kids are absolutely having a great time up there. And there were several hundred. I don't know what the number was. What a good feeling leaving that and seeing all these kids just going nuts and having a big time. So I wanted to share that with y'all today, that the hard work, the product that's presented to, because I hear all the time the kids don't have anything to do in this town. The young kids do now. Tremendous product. So I just wanted to share that. Does anybody else got a good word that they've heard about what's happened up there on the hill?
I was told by a parent complimented the park and what it's done.
Yes. Yeah, great. So, good. Thank you, Savannah. Code compliance report.
I'll be up here a while. I'm going to give me a chair. On the code compliance, it looks like he began, and we started, the police department took over in April. He began with 43 cases, opened up 15 new cases, closed 27. Total number of cases that have been opened is 35, and total violations closed is 48. The 3 junk vehicles, 17 dangerous buildings have been dealt with. He issued 3 warnings, 13 annual notices, and then you've got what he did on the buildings. So he's done a fantastic job with that. I really appreciate Brent stepping up and taking on this challenge. This was a challenge. Brent is a 30-year plus state trooper that's retired, so he's never worked in code enforcement either. So Brent has done us a fantastic job, and I appreciate everything he's done. Continues to work.
Yes, sir.
On the property at 301 East Wilson,
Yes, sir.
we gave it 30 days
Yes, sir.
last month. What's the status?
It'll be, the 30 days will be Wednesday. I'm still trying to find Kelly Maddox. I've heard rumors he's working at Flying J. The times I've been there, I can't find him, or nobody will admit he's there. So I was going to get with Chief and our city manager and figure out what we want to do after this. Do I need to start issuing citations?
The city will proceed with cleaning that property up for the future, as we have already discussed, but we're having a dilemma with the mobile home because the statement of ownership is not in Kelly or Pam's name. Pam has passed away. It's not in Kelly's name. I think some of that's still trying to be cleared up, so we have to go through the proper channels of the statement of ownership for that.
Can we clean up the property and leave the house?
Correct. That's where
clean
we're
up
going.
what's outside.
Yes.
And get that.
Correct.
Okay.
That we can
That'll be
mitigate.
Thursday morning.
We will have a plan. Yes.
Depending on the weather.
When we do that, do we assess fines or penalties during that period?
Yes.
Do that anyway.
Yes, after the, whatever cost the city is out for that, that goes into a lien. The lien is then filed on the property and rolls through, yes.
Thank you.
Good. Yes. Since you're already up there, police report.
On the police side of things, we answered 305 calls for service, made 14 arrests, 46 offense reports were generated, 41 agency assist, 589 business checks were completed. We worked 8 traffic crashes, 11 domestic disturbances. We filed 10 cases with the district attorney's office, 5 cases juvenile. 20 open records requests were filled. On the traffic side of things, we wrote 93 citations, 268 warnings, for 361 traffic contacts. On the animal control side of things, they answered 231 calls for service.
Wow.
Things just getting crazy. 2 citations were issued, 11 warnings. We had 7 animals impounded, 5 were adopted, and we had 0 quarantines. We had 8 felony warrant arrests, 2 narcotics arrests, and 4 other arrests, which include assaults and thefts, things like that.
Good. So the good news is we had no brush fires, it looks like. The grass fires, so.
On that one next.
Chief, just curious, what would be the reasoning for the dip in the business checks?
Well,
Like
we
a
had
50%.
one thing, Brent. Brent was one of my night guys and did very well at
Very good.
business checks, but we've had a couple of people sick and out. And we're shorthanded, still one guy, so we're trying to get that
Makes
position
sense.
filled. We've given a conditional job offer to a kid that's in the academy, but that has been dealt with already.
I'm just curious. It just that 50% dip. I
It was
just
a
was.
big drop in
I was
our-
just curious what might have been the effect, but makes sense.
Good. Any other questions?
Yeah, I would,
Larry?
if I can back up to the code deal, just to point out, one thing they've added on the code report, we finally got it where it does the addressing and everything together. If you'll notice under dangerous buildings, like on the first page, down at the bottom, it shows 90 days. I asked them to keep us updated with dangerous buildings, to put in there the ones that we've actually handled already, and 30, 60, or 90 days, just to keep us abreast of what's on there and what's going on.
Absolutely. Good.
Chief Bratman is out on vacation, and he had asked Chief Pitts to give the report, so if that's okay with
I
you.
think Chief Bratman's got one eyes, and I did. Oh, small.
Think he's got one?
He looks at her eyes, you can't read it.
Oh.
I've got my readers on, but you don't have to write it bigger when I'm good. Total calls for service, looks like the guys did 67 calls for service, 2 building fires, 2 trash or rubbish fires, 0 brush fires, which that's good. The rain has helped with that. 26 medical assist, EMS calls were 11. Motor vehicle accidents with injuries was 1. Motor vehicle accidents with no injuries was 1. 9 hazardous conditions. This is not what that is. Lockouts were 4. Public services were 3. Dispatch and canceled en route were 2. False alarms or false calls was 6. 0 smoke detectors were placed in. Down here it says participate in the statewide testing of the emergency warning systems. All sirens operated as designed. Received grant reimbursement from TFS tanker purchase. I guess that's what city manager covered earlier. Received a grant from LCRA for generator replacement. Updated all first responder medical protocols and signed off on the medical director. Completed renovations to add an additional VCP room. And firefighter Hayden Dyke completed his EMTB school. I believe it says B or 8.
Basic.
B, I'm thinking.
Basic.
So his EMT basic school. So we're proud of him. Hayden kind of came in during a year ago, and he's really done a whole lot of work. So we're really excited about him.
Chief, if I could add one thing, just for the TFS tanker grant, just so everybody knows, I'd like to mention that Fire Chief David Branch is the one that submitted that tanker grant. So it's been on the books for a long time, and so I just wanted to mention that David Branch implemented that grant, I believe, in either 2017. And it's taken that long for us to roll up through the list. And this year, fortunately, through Greg Abbott, the Texas Forest Service satisfied all grants, and that's how that was put together. But David Branch put that grant in, so just so you know. Also, do you know by chance, if you don't, I truly understand who the medical director is at this
Dan.
time? Is it still Brusnick?
It's still who?
Dr. Dan and Gorman.
Dan
Oh,
Brusnick.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Chief Pitts. Good. If there are no other items that need discussion,
It's not on our agenda, but we have a
municipal,
municipal court report, not on the agenda.
I saw
It
that.
needs to be added, but yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any questions with that?
Uh,
Do you have any questions for the municipal court report?
Would you mind going over it?
Criminal cases 93, city ordinances 5, new cases filed 98. 105 were disposed, 28 warrants were issued. There's 4,748 active cases, 333 are inactive. So total pending cases is 5,081. City revenues $15,252. State revenues $9,240 for a total of $24,492. In your the second page of that, you'll also see that there is a graph, and you can see that active case is downward trending compared to last year. So we are actively working through this.
Is that normal? That 5? I mean,
That's
is that
been
kind
there.
of consistent?
Yes, yes.
Question. Any comments, concerns?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
We are adjourned.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.